Tech Tales 97, today is August 7th, 2021. It's 7:33 in the morning. Good morning to you. I have pictures, another troubleshooting incident where I have pictures of the troubleshooting process and resolution. Didn't take very long, but it's another one of those that I haven't seen this before. I'm planning to have a live stream today with Bertland Hope. I have confirmation from him. That's going to be the usual time, 12 noon Pacific time. I have not posted the scheduled live stream yet on my channel, but I'll be doing that shortly after this video goes public. So you can go there to check and see what your local time is. It's the usual time if you're already aware of, if you've already been watching his videos. And the way to get to my channel is youtube.com/LWTDB. So let me start with explaining how this symptom presented. I just started one of the picture videos here and need to silence that. So one of the people in the office called me and says that she can't save a Microsoft Word document. She makes changes to document and tries to save it and it won't save. She just gets the spinning weight indicator and it just keeps going and going and going and never completes. And she says she's tried restarting the computer. She's tried other documents and it's the same symptom. Other people in the office are having the same problem, but all the other things on her computer works. So the multi-user server-based software for the law office works. This is the only symptom. Multiple people have this symptom. So it's not the document. It's actually across more than one version of Microsoft Word, because some of them have Microsoft 365, some of them have Word 2010. So yeah, this is strange. So I connect to her computer remotely and I see the symptom myself. We actually open another document and try to save it. Same problem. We start a brand new document and save it, and that works fine. I didn't get to the point of reopening that document and saving it, but the fact that I could start a new document and save it fine means the saving function is working. So this is weird. What's going on? So then I tried connecting remotely to the server. I see it on my list of remote connections and I put in the username and password, and then I switch back to her screen to do some more stuff. After a little while I switch back to my remote access software and there's no connection in progress. I look back at my listing of computers available to connect to and that server shows offline, no longer available. So this tells me, okay, I wasn't able to log into the server and now it's offline. A moment ago it was online. That tells me it is a server problem. So I asked the person I'm speaking with to transfer. We're going to get to pictures, I promise you. I'm not on site yet. So transfer me to the office manager whose office is in the room where the servers are. I've shown you the pictures before of these rack-mounted Dell servers. 4 of them, one of them's missing because it's here. So I asked her to go over to the server screen and tell me what's on what does she see on the server screen. And she asked me, you want file server or COM server? We have 2 servers. We have a KVM switch. It's a keyboard, video, mouse. In a previous video I called it keyboard, video, monitor. Video and monitor? No, that's not what the M is for mouse. And so she goes to the file server and she says, nothing's there. What? She said, nothing's there. Okay, do you mean the screen is black and you don't see anything? No, the screen's blue. Okay, so is there any messages on it? Any text, anything? Oh, well, yeah, the desktop icons are there. And that bar thing at the bottom is there. But this means there's nothing on the screen to her. Oh, okay, so you got the regular desktop. Yeah, saying that there's nothing there makes me envision a blank, black, turned off screen, turned off computer. So we got past that, but there's no messages, nothing unusual, nothing alarming. So I tell her, well, we may have to restart the server. Are you having? And I told her about the employee who's in the other building because they have two buildings on this same physical piece of land. Are you having people in your office reporting problems with saving Microsoft Word documents? And she says, no, that's working. We're not having problems with that. Okay, so now I'm thinking it could be something to do with the equipment that connects the two buildings to each other, but yet that doesn't quite explain why some things are working, some other things, well, this one thing is not working. I said, could you go to your computer and test Microsoft Word yourself? I want you to open a Microsoft Word document, and I connect to her computer to watch this. Open a Microsoft Word document, make a little change, and then try to save it. So she does that, and she says, it's not working. It's just got a spinning weight indicator. Okay, could you ask somebody else in your building to do that? So she asked somebody that's right outside of her interior office to try it, and they have the same results. So yes, they are having trouble. They just didn't know it yet. And she said, but everything else is working. Their vertical market software, A1 Law, I've told you that before, is working. So they're still functional. It's just apparently that they haven't tried opening a document, making a change, and saving it. That is a consistent problem across both of the buildings. So I said, well, as long as you're kind of still working, if we're restarting the server is going to affect everybody, shut everybody down. So let's not do that yet. I'm going to come out. It's going to take me about 20 minutes to get there. If you have a bunch of people finally not being able to work, then just go ahead and restart the server. I'm not sure she remembers how to do it. Last time it was her and another person in the office doing it, and I think the other person actually performed the restart. So I get to the office and everything's fine. When I walk into the main building where the servers are, nobody's saying, oh, Doug's here finally. No, they're all working away just fine. I talked to the office manager. She says, nobody's reported more troubles. And so I test the Symptom on her computer. Sure enough, the Symptom is still there. So I go over to the server. So on the server, let's see, this first one is a video. Finally, he gets to the pictures. He said there's gonna be pictures. This one here, yeah. So yeah, as soon as I open that, it starts playing. Okay. Didn't realize that was gonna be the case, but here we go. So here's this first one. It's going to start right off with a video because I went right into the backup software. I see, oh, there's a backup still running, 86%. That should have been done a long time ago. It started at 10 p.m. last night. So I tried to stop it, won't let me do that. I tried to switch it to work as service. Now, before I made this video, I actually tried both of these, so I knew it wasn't going to work. And I know I'm moving the camera around. I'm holding my phone in one hand, trying to type with the other hand while I'm trying to look at the keyboard and look at the screen and trying to keep it steady. And I need to find a better way to do that. But anyway, it would not immediately stop. I tried to create a service just to break it out of And unpause, yeah, it was 10:37 a.m. yesterday. So this is another one of those occasions where, yeah, I'm gonna do this on Tech Tales right away before I forget stuff. So here we're gonna move on to the next one. And so here, this is the video running, and I'm looking at Task Manager, showing 22 gigabytes of memory occupied by Handy Backup Workstation. That's not good. And then, is it good? Yeah, there's the right arrow. Go on to the next one. Here's another video, and I'm showing there's no CPU utilization on it, which is curious. Well, yeah, I don't think the CPU takes a lot of effort for it to issue an instruction to write a file, read a file, and write a file. And then that number was incrementing a bit, and then it stays stable for a while. I think it's because it's doing a large file. Physical memory, 99% in use. CPU usage, 0. Moving on to the next one. And then here's the Task Manager Performance tab, showing the CPU cores. Nothing of interest there. But then when we look at the memory utilization, let's see, I thought I was going to go straight to the, where am I going here? Oh, there's our time. And I guess I was just showing there's nothing else there. I think this video I could have probably deleted. I think this next one shows a little better. Then here's Handy Backup Workstation on the top of that list, showing 98 gigabytes, commit, working set 22 gigabytes, private 22 gigabytes. And then here's the graphic showing physical memory. Now the reason why it jumped up like that is because that's when I opened the program. It doesn't have any record until I actually open the program and display these graphs. So they go right up. The hard faults, that showed up on another screen, the number of hard faults. Hard faults is not really an error. As I understand it, hard faults is when the computer is trying to pull something from cache memory, can't find it, so it has to actually go to the disk to read it. So that's not an alarming item. So I didn't need to go in and look at those graphs in order to deal with this situation. I could have gone straight to here in the process, because I just need to break out of that backup. Yes, it doesn't actually make that backup invalid. I'll tell you why in a moment. So here then, Handy Backup Workstation, kind of bouncing around there because I've got these sorted in order by what? CPU usage or something. And then over here on the right, you see those graphs just take a dive, just fall off a cliff. And here we see the commit at 11 gigabytes. And it's all grayed out. Handy Backup Workstation 8, all grayed out. And I think that's indicating that the ending of that task is in progress. Then we'll move on to the next one, and here it shows Handy Backup is stopped, and here I try to change it to a service and put in the password. Right about, well, let's see. Yeah, about this time I've told her to, I've told the office manager to have some people test it. She tests it herself, and it's working. And then she gives me her standard compliment. She says, "You're the bomb." And that is her way of complimenting my work, and we always get a chuckle out of that. So here's showing interesting 100% success for that backup job. Now this menu is showing, since the work as service is grayed out, that I have successfully configured it to work as a service. So that's all of the pictures / videos. I realized that was kind of a fast blow through those. You have the ability to pause the video. You can also slow it down if you're not familiar with this. If you hold down the shift key and press the comma key, which is really, when you're holding down the shift key, it's the less than sign, right? That less than sign thing that looks like well, whatever, you know what I mean. That'll slow the video down. You can do that multiple times to get incrementally slower, so you have more time watching it as I'm panning from one place to another. And then of course shift and the greater than sign goes faster. So less than kind of sounds like slower, doesn't it? Greater than sounds like, oh, let's get faster. And then you can also, of course, jump around with the right arrow key or left arrow key, jumps by 5 seconds at a time. The letter L or the letter J jumps forward or backward by 10 seconds at a time. So lots of ways that you can look at those portions closer if you want to. So the problem here was a misbehaving Handy Backup. It's a new version of Handy Backup on an old server operating system. This was the Windows Server 2008 R2. And we're going to be making changes within the next year or two. I've given the reasons before why this really is not a huge risk in this office, the way we have things configured to protect them. What else do I need to say? So when I finished this, another thing that she said after the "You're the Bomb" compliment, I was kind of tempted to leave the sound on, but that sounds kind of creepy because I didn't tell her I was be doing it, but it's just kind of fun. She says, "You're the bomb," and then she laughs and she says, "Does anyone else tell you that?" I said, "Well, no, you're the only one that uses that language." And she says, "As long as you're here." So I go over and do some work for her. I do some work for a couple people upstairs. So that time slip should still get reported because there's other things in that time slip, right? But it was a total of 42 minutes. But this fix was probably only, I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I'd spent more time on it because I was doing pictures and videos. As soon as I saw that Handy Backup was still running, I could have just gone to end task. And then what I'll do is take a closer look at it this weekend, which today is the weekend. So I think that's all for that. Yeah, so for those of you who are going to join us in the live stream, I'll see you then. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.